What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Cardfight Casual channel, and today I've got one box of the new Answer Truth, the V-EB04 booster box to open up for you guys. I actually will be playing a clan from this set, and let me know in the comments below which do you think it is. I'll let you know tomorrow when I do a deck review of that deck, but for now, I'm going to be taking a look at what I'm going to be able to get from one of these boxes. So, just gonna open it up, and we'll just get on with the opening. There we go. So this is of course the set with Genesis, Gear Chronicle, and Great Nature. All three of those start with G. And well, I was going to keep it as a surprise, but I guess we do get one Leopold marker. And it looks like they're only giving single markers from the boxes from now on. So I guess I'll keep that in there. And we have 12 packets to open. And a little brochure of some sort for the Bermuda Triangle anime that will be coming out the first month, January of 2019. So let's get cracking. First pack of EB04. So I'll just go through it one by one, just so you guys can get a good feel for the art. Genesis, Gear Chronicle, Barcode Zebra, the Great One Artemis for Genesis, and the first one is not Chrono, but the Great Nature card that binds something and calls something, or binds something and gets power when there's a card in the bind zone. So a really good supporting card for Great Nature. So let's see whether they can just focus on that. There we go. And we'll try to keep it visible right there. Comments below and reds on the side. Of course, we're hoping to pull an OR or an SVR to make this box extra worth it. And the good thing is from the Answer Truth boxes EB04 onwards, if you do get an OR, you still will get an SVR, making the boxes that you get the OR in not nearly as bad. So we have the Grade 1 card for... I'm just going to go through the comments just so you guys can get an idea. This is the PG for Great Nature, I believe it is, or Genesis. And the next card is Hamske. This is the triple rare from Great Nature, and it's the alternative to Leopold, and a pretty interesting effect that allows you to get 2 Excel circles. You do have to discard 2 cards, but you do get those 2 Hamske cards back. So a really good playstyle for Great Nature, and really good way to get multiple Excel circles. And then some comments. We have the Genesis 10K, the Great Nature 9K Vanilla, some I was gonna say that this is gonna be some Gear Chronicle stuff, another rare, 2 rares, and we do get Idealized Dragon. So there is 1 triple R for Gear Chronicle, pretty good. So this is the dragon that we great for. As you can see, for those of you who don't know anything about Gear Chronicle is made up of their special mechanic is striding, which allows you to discard a Grade 3 while you're on Lost Legend, and then you can ride to a Grade 4, and the Grade 4 has some cost and play skills that are dependent on how many cards you have, rather the total sum of grades you have in the bind zone. So as you can see here, if you can just read it, you can't really see it, but basically what it says is if you have 1 card in the bind zone, or 1 grades, total sum of your grades in the bind zone is 1, then you get to send a card back from your opponent's field into the deck, and if you have 5, then you have a second effect, and then if you have 11, you get the third effect. So pretty good. So we've got 2 triple rares so far. It's a pretty good sign. If we do get at least 1 more triple rare, it does mean that we will get OR or an SVR, I believe. Running through some of the comments. This is a really good Gear Chronicle card. Allows you to bind a card from the drop zone, again fueling the bind zone for those effects, and then also making your opponent... I believe this allows you to draw a card, and your opponent can knock guard with Grade 1s and above when she attacks and uses that skill. And we have another Genesis card here, and her skill is pretty good. Counterblast 1, rest her, and either choose a card to stand, a standing unit to return to your hand for another cost, calling play cost effect. Or the second skill is, I think, to put a card from the drop zone into the soul. Very useful for Himiko's skill, which is of course the VR for Genesis. I'm just gonna flip through more. So another pretty good Genesis card. I'll need to soul charge 2. Grade 1 Hamske for Great Nature, and we get Armed Instructor Bison, the Great Nature secondary, kind of the third in line for Grade 3 bosses. But there is Armed Instructor Bison. He allows you to stand a card once an attack is over, or when he counterblasts on attack. If he's on the Vanguard, you can stand that unit. If not, that unit just gets plus 5k. Nature cards, the Grade 2 Hamsuke, which combos with all of the Hamsukes, and we do get a double R Monoculus Tiger, I believe. Monoculus Tiger has a gacha skill of some sort, where you Soul Blast 1 upon boosting a rear guard. That means only when you're boosting another rear guard. And if you discard the top card of your deck, if it's a normal unit, then they can't guard with normal cards, normal units, and if it's a trigger unit, the opponent cannot guard with a perfect guard. So a pretty good card. Doesn't work when boosting the Vanguard, but makes the rear guard columns a lot more scary, if especially they do have crits attached to them or some sort of other high power effect. Go. This is a really good Rear Chronicle card actually. Allows you to send a card from the drop zone back to the bottom of your deck, allowing you to refuel the strides or the Great Falls back into the deck for the strides, or well, also if you send a Grade 3 or higher back, you can Soul Blast to the card, so it's another draw engine, but you can also send triggers back if that is something that you need to make the deck denser with triggers. And we have the Tank Mouse, really good card for Great Nature. And we get the Grade 2 single rare for Genesis with the Soul Blast 1 cost, but she always has 5,000 power, so she's 15k base all the time. Of course, if you do play the Artemis right chain, then you will have a 15k base of sorts for that as well. Just coming up on our last 5 packs here. Gun Bezel Dragon. This is actually a really good tech card for Genesis. When you call her, you can actually Soul Blast 3, and your opponent has to call over each of their occupied rearguard circles. Really good for controlling your opponent's field. Not that great against Grand Blue that benefits from having lots of cards in the drop, but it's a really good way to wreck pretty much any field that depends on specific units. So a really good card. The PG for Great Nature, and we have the Grade 3 for Gear Chronicle. I do believe he allows you to send a card to the bind zone from your field after his attack, and then also send one of your opponent's cards to the bottom of their deck as well. 4 more packs. Just gonna go through pretty quickly here. The Grade 2 Artemis, really good. Her effect is that you can attach a Godly Equip Gauge to her when her attack hits, and her second skill, far more important, is that she gets a continuous 10k on both turns when she has, for each Godly Equip Gauge, I should say, attached underneath. So Godly Equip Gauge is pretty much similar to Tachikaze's Equip Gauge, except that it comes from the soul instead of from the top of the deck. So it's somewhat limited, but of course that 10k constant makes up for it by leaps and bounds. And here we have the Genesis Perfect Guard, so a pretty good thing to pull. Hopefully we can get more Perfect Guards as our double rares. And moving on to the last 3 packs. Hopefully we can pull either an SVR or an OR, both if we do get the OR and a VR, but hopefully we do get something very nice. So our first rare for this pack is the Geograph Giant, another really great card from Great Nature. His effect is if he's on an additional rearguard circle, then he gets plus 8,000 power, which makes him a 17k base on all turns, I believe, and a 27k attacker on an Excel circle. And for the second rare, we have the Stride Fodder for Gear Chronicle, and his first skill is that when his attack hits, you can bind a card from your hand and draw one. So pretty ideal first Vanguard ride. And then just a couple of triggers. Coming out in the last 2 packs, let's see what we're gonna get. The Gun Bezel. Another Witch. Another one of these Stride Fodders, and we do get the SVR. Ooh, that looks really good. The SVR Mystery Flare Dragon, and that is pretty nice. Look right there. So, really happy about the pull. It's a really good card. Very valuable. And yeah, so turns out this box is in fact pretty damn good after all. Put that right there. And for the last pack, I don't think there'll be anything. Actually, we might get a third triple rare. We do get a 5th double rare. So this is the Great Nature, the Genesis card that allows you to send a card from hand to soul for Soul Blast of 3 cost. Draw 1 card, and then you do get twice the amount of power as the card's shield that you put into soul. So at the maximum, you can put a heal trigger in and get 40,000 power for this unit. So yeah, that was basically the deck review. That was basically the entire box, and let's just go over quickly what we pulled. So here is the 2 Genesis cards we pulled, and the rest of the stuff, 2 Great Nature cards, and the Gear Chronicle card. And then we do have our 2 triple rares, Hamsuke and this guy. And of course we have the wonderful SVR super, oh not super, but the interdimensional dragon. I don't know if you can see it, the English text there. Interdimensional dragon, mystery flare dragon. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next video. If you like this video, give it a like and a thumbs up. And yeah, until next time, have fun, and remember, it's okay to play casual.